And welcome to another episode of Wrestling with the Bros. This is Big Baby Ben.
Your co-host Billy Kid Rogers for PW Troy Black.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Great. I feel great tonight.
Yes.
So, to all our fans that saw our promoting through our TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, there was a scheduling error with the owner of HAW, and he will be appearing on tomorrow night's episode instead of tonight's,
Yes.
which is perfectly fine. I know he's a busy man. He runs a whole company and has a whole slew of superstars that he's in charge of. So we'll be excited to hear from the owner of HAW tomorrow night.
Facts.
I'm looking forward to it.
But SmackDown got spicy. I thought it was, going to be a little boring, but no, no, no. Jimmy Uso making big moves on SmackDown. Billy, how you feeling?
So, honestly, the whole idea I thought they were going with here was Jimmy was kind of going his separate way for a while. Jay was going his separate way. They were going to kind of build things up on both brands between themselves. And then we were going to get that ultimate match that everybody's been talking about, Jimmy versus Jay Uso. But now Jimmy's kissing the bloodline's ass so he can get back in. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's a good direction to go, but they've surprised us with dumber things. So I mean, well, I guess we'll see kind of where it's headed. He did prove his point, backstage with AJ, supposedly getting rid of him in quick fashion. But that's AJ Styles. That motherfucker said, nah, fuck you, dude. And he whooped his ass middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. So I think that was a pretty good match. But as far as the bloodline story thing, like putting Jimmy back in it that quickly like that, making him look like a kiss ass, that doesn't fly with me. What's your thought?
Let's be real. I mean, like I said in previous episodes, whenever there's brothers, there's always going to be the weak one. And unfortunately, Jimmy's the weaker brother. Jimmy's going to need that extra push. Jimmy is always going to need a Jay. It doesn't matter whether it's Jay Uso, it doesn't matter whether it's Roman Reigns. Hell, it could be Cody Rhodes. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. He's always going to need a Jey Uso because Jimmy, unfortunately, doesn't have the hype, doesn't have the motivation, doesn't have, like, the it factor like his brother does.
That's true.
That being said, him joining back in with the Bloodline, probably his best bet. Look what happened to Jimmy Uso, or not Jimmy Uso, excuse me. Look what happened to Jey Uso when he switched brands, when he didn't have a Bloodline. He had a huge target on his back, and he still does. From all the things that happened in the bloodline. Think about how many people they've screwed over. Countless. Countless. The whole roster on both sides they've screwed over. So yeah, if I were the weaker brother, the weakest link, you're better off being, in a group somewhere. Just like JD McDonough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he wouldn't be making it on his own. I mean, not on the main roster yet.
There's certain things, he's got to be a kiss ass. That's his only role. His brother don't want him. Roman don't really want him. Solo don't really want him. he got to kiss ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
My opinion's kind of the same. We're all kind of on the same point on here. Kiss ass. I kind of wanted to see him venture off on his own single storyline, kind of, and him get his own little push on SmackDown on his own. But apparently, creative's not going that direction. We're gonna go kiss Roman Reigns' ass, rejoin the bloodline, and then the bloodline just got a little bit stronger again.
Yeah.
But even more interesting to me was, did anyone else watch Dirty Dom's attempt of a promo on SmackDown? And like Troy's been talking about for weeks, doesn't have the opportunity to say a damn word. Troy?
What?
I feel like his promo went exactly how Dominic Mysterio how he expected it to go. Um, I feel like at this point the man is thriving in this. He's not hating this negative attention. He's loving it because he's the only people that they're giving this much negative attention to is him. is him. At this point, this man went from like being nobody, and he's even more hated than Roman Reigns right now. I don't know how the hell that's possible. I have no idea how that's possible. But the kid has done it. The kid has done it. He's made his mark. And even though they do boo the shit out of him, you low key listen to a little bit of what he got to say. Even a little bit gets through, you know. Okay, you know, but like I said, the kid's doing his thing, and I fucking love it. I love it, 100%. I love it.
Billy the Kid.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dominic, you know, even though he can't talk, I mean, when it comes down time to be talking, he tries. You know, he tries to talk as loud as he can on the mic, but the louder he gets, the louder they get. But I feel like he's really holding his own in the Judgment Day recently. I mean, I feel like he's getting better at it. He's doing his part in the group, helping the members. Now, the one thing that I find interesting, and then I don't know if this is a topic on your list, is AJ Styles beats Jimmy Uso. Bax gets out of the ring fast enough to get away from an attack from Solo Sikoa, and then the Judgment Day comes out, throws AJ back in the ring so that he can get hit with a Samoan spike. Well, what the fuck are we seeing there? Why are we seeing the Judgment Day assisting the Bloodline?
We've been seeing these meetings, you know, amongst these two out in the ring over the last couple of weeks. The Judgment Day kind of playing kiss ass to the Bloodline. Um, that's gonna end soon. You know, you got to think when Roman Reigns returns, that's gonna end.
Yeah. Well, what about this? What if this is the Judgment Day's way of trying to get in close with the Bloodline so that Damian Priest can try to cash in that Money in the Bank?
I mean, everybody's seen Lion King, right? You've seen Lion King.
Yep.
The Judgment Day is the hyenas to the pack of lions. Like, you know, they're gonna bow down, they're gonna kiss ass to try to be just enough underneath the radar to not get eaten alive.
And talk that shit behind their back.
Let's be real. The Usos were holding the tag team titles.
Yep.
Now the Judgment Day has them.
Yep.
They're talking about they have all the gold. You think Roman, like you said, you think Roman Reigns is really gonna be okay chilling with a dude that holds the briefcase for the contract that he can just cash in on him at any point in time? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Let the paranoia begin.
And if you think Solo's gonna stand for that, absolutely not.
Nah, Solo's all about protecting his tribal chief.
I think it'll ride for now. It'll ride for now. But when Roman gets back, that's over.
Judgment Day get a nice victory over the Brawling Brutes. How did you feel about that match, Troy?
I felt like it was a good match. It was actually, honestly, it was actually a good match considering I haven't seen the Brawling Brutes out there in a while. And they came out there, they did their thing. For once, Pete Dunne, aka Butch, decided to pick up the mic and he actually spoke a few words. I was actually shocked. I was like, wow, they don't have him being a mute anymore. That's crazy. I love it. Do I think they would have had more impact if they would have came out with Sheamus? Absolutely. But that didn't happen. I'm assuming actually, obviously for a reason, but they came out there, did their thing. I thought it was a good match. I definitely think the Brawling Brutes should have won, but I'm a Pete Dunne fan, so.
Yeah, really? With the Brawling Brutes coming out, and challenging the Judgment Day and trying to stand their ground and whatnot, I feel that it was kind of shitty, like he said, that they made the Brawling Brutes job out to the Judgment Day. I mean, I get it because the Judgment Day is supposed to be the dominant faction right now. They're building themselves. They've got all the gold. But I feel like it should have been a scenario where maybe there was like a distraction that could have led to their victory, at least so that both groups still kind of left that match looking a little bit strong. But, I mean, it was a clean victory over fucking the guy Ridge Holland. Jeez, I was thinking his name was Rick for some reason. Ridge Holland with a clean victory over Ridge Holland, the powerhouse, if you will, between those two. And I just feel it was kind of shitty to do that because we've never given the Brawling Brutes a proper chance to run with it.
Let me be honest real quick. fuck Rich Holland. Completely real. I hope he ever watches this one day. Fuck you. Um, you took out my homie Biggie, which was the biggest player to the New Day up to date, in my personal opinion. Kofi already did this thing. Xavier ain't going nowhere. So yeah, fuck you, Rich Holland. Yep. But how did you feel about the match?
I felt like it should have been a dirty victory. I feel like just feeding the brawling brutes up like they're, nothing, and the Judgment Day is that good. Yes, they're good, but we just got on the same page, and you didn't have to feed them the brawling brutes. You could have fed them two random people from the hometown, and it would have been the same, the same results.
However, we're not going to skip over the fact that we just watched Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits come out there, are we?
That was actually.
I assume they still have not found a name for themselves. It said, "We are us." Like, they don't have a name, but
we are the dominant group.
That
statement made.
They are something to fear. They're definitely something to fear. When you have those three, and then you see the other three of the Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio's in the lineup, you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's
the weakest thing.
And a high flying powerhouse in that group. Like, that is a dominant group that I hope the WWE does capture on and actually sends them sky high, because they deserve the opportunity.
All three of them.
They deserve the opportunity, the whole group, to carry the gold.
And that's very rare for someone to like every member of a group, whether it's just 3 or 4 or 5, whatever the case may be. It's not very often that you like all 3 of the members.
As we just heard about the brawling groups, he fucking hates Rich Holland.
Bobby Lashley on his own accord, by himself, is a dominant force, but then you hand over Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. I mean, have you seen the body transformation? No homo, no gay. But have you seen the body transformation of Montez Ford? How swole and big that man's got over the last few months?
That is a fact.
And let's not forget, Angelo Dawkins is not breathing heavy in the ring anymore.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. That man is moving around. That man is moving around like he has Brock Lesnar stamina right now, and that is something to fear. That is a big boy.
I mean, he ran around the side of the ring and stopped the momentum of Braun Strowman. Like, that's hard to do.
And I feel like Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins are not talked about enough. And maybe we should talk about them more. And it's sad that we didn't until, fortunately, nobody was paying attention. They was, but they wasn't. They were kind of going in and out, in and out, in and out. And we never really got a full push with them. And now Bobby Lashley's with them. They're going to get a full push. I guarantee you that. Troy?
For sure.
I agree with that 100%. This is the version of the Hurt Business that we always wanted, that we always deserved, and that we always asked for. We just didn't know where to find it. And it was right there in front of us. I do believe that the Street Profits did not get the push that they deserved. However, let's not forget, way back when the Street Profits were still new, they came all the way down to like one match, where if they lost that match, that they could no longer be a tag team because they were losing back to back to back to back to back for months. And then they won that, and they stayed as a tag team. And then they started skyrocketing, and then you come across people like the Viking Raiders and have issues. I'm gonna be real. That's like coming across the OC and you're struggling to beat them. And it's no offense towards any of these wrestlers or anything like that, but like the way that the showbiz goes, like I can't foresee that. I can't foresee that. Like you lose to someone with lower momentum, that lowers your momentum.
I'm just gonna be straight right now. His girlfriend's in there in the kitchen making mashed potatoes, and them fuckers smell fire as fuck. Just being honest, it smells fucking good as fuck. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Learn to use spices and seasonings, dude.
See what Andy's doing?
I'm just saying, bro. When I talk to you about seasonings, you fucking said salt and pepper. You list those two things as fucking seasonings, and you don't list those things as seasonings if you got seasonings, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No, this new Hurt Business, they're not going to be a joke. They're not going to be something to fuck with. I feel that eventually they're going to cross paths with the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day ain't going to be no more. They're going to make them look like a damn joke. And the Hurt Business is going to take them out. They're going to take their gold, whatever they got, and that's going to be it. And now all they need to do is they need to add a female member to the Hurt Business. And she can deal with Rhea Ripley.
So that's going to be Bianca Belair.
That'd be a perfect.
I mean,
those two have never tag team ever together. That husband and wife couple, they've never, just like Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, they've never intertwined they're never intertwined their careers.
Well, Becky and Seth was in that mixed tag Extreme Rules match against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that.
They had to win, right?
Yeah, they did. Oh yeah, they won.
Well,
oh yeah, they won.
Other than that, I don't think I can recall.
There was many curb stomps because Baron Corbin hit his I think
he hit an end of days on Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, yeah.
Got
his ass kicked.
Got his ass whooped by Seth for doing that one.
Well, my thing is, like, since we're talking about, let's not forget that we got that Asuka and Io
Sky and Asuka. Oh yeah.
And now I know this has happened before. This has happened before, but this time it's a little bit different. Now we got people at better heights, at greater heights. Now Io is champion. Like, I've always wanted to see this, and I know, like I told my girl earlier, I was like, Asuka used to have had a tag team partner that was a high flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie Sane. Yeah.
Now Kyrie is, I think, she went back to
Japan
wrestling, and now you got an Io. This is going to be a good match. This is a dream. This is a match that people have been waiting for and have thought of and played on video games. This is a match that I'm honestly thrilled to see. I would love to see this match because I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both, but I have to say I'm more of a fan of Asuka. Definitely more of a fan of Asuka. Like, that girl, salute to her. Like, she's top-notch wrestling. I'm very excited to see this.
What I find exciting and awesome is the fact that they're putting title matches on both shows, both women title matches. Monday night's going to be Rhea and Raquel again. Raquel's going to get a clean match. Dominic is barred from ringside. Now, that doesn't stop Damian or Finn Balor from trying to interfere. But most of the time, when there's an interference, it's usually from Dominic Mysterio.
It also doesn't stop him from buying the ticket.
There's not. But he still can't mess at ringside.
People have done that.
They have.
Don't forget JD. Don't forget JD on the outside.
Well, huh?
Don't forget JD either.
Yeah, JD McDonald. But we've also seen, like, with the Bloodline storyline, when they were doing the tribal combat match, the whole Bloodline was not supposed to fuck in the match, but they still did it. So, but as I said though, you got Rhea Ripley and Raquel on Monday Night Raw, and you got Io Sky and Asuka on Friday night. I think that this week in wrestling is going to be a really good week in wrestling.
I think it's going to be a great week.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's not forget, I don't want to get too deep into it because I know we probably got some more going on tomorrow, but I'm going to touch bases on that show that we watched at HAW. Shout out to Danny, HAW, man. That was a great show. That was a great show. Like, that had me out of my seat because I had never seen a live show before. That had me out of my seat. That had me involved. Like, I was, you know what? I actually ended up finding myself clapping for the heels. Like, it was crazy. Like, all the heels I started enjoying more than ever.
The motherfucker tells me, he's like, motherfucker, stop booing everybody, bro. I'm booing the ones I don't like.
He booed everybody. He was booing everybody.
I was not.
Yeah. But it was a great show.
But, talking back to HAW, we had a great opportunity to come across this last night. We had a wrestler. There was a wrestler at the show. His name was Madman Fulton. Most people know him as Sawyer Fulton in NXT when he was part of the group called Sanity.
Yep.
I had a friend, manager of Madman Fulton that came up to us last night and asked if we would potentially like to bring him on the podcast. And I'm like, absolutely. Shout out to you, Madman Fulton. That was an amazing match last night with whom Lycan. Like, you guys delivered. I mean, you got the fans involved. I mean, you guys slammed into seats behind us, and it was awesome. We were falling back trying to get out of the way.
I was so close in the action. I'm pretty sure some of the sweat came off his chest when he got slapped. I was right there. I was right there in the action.
So he just turn around like this.
Like, it was amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
I would like to personally thank their ring announcer
Oh,
that
man, he was great.
gave us the shout out in the beginning of the show. Billy went live, and I was sitting up Uptown Vapors, and I turned my phone on. I'm like, oh, he's live. And then all I hear is this great promotional promo about wrestling with bros to all these fans. And I just want to say thank you to HAW and thank you to the announcer that gave us that promotion. We can't wait to have you on tomorrow night. It's going to be an amazing show.
Very, very much appreciated. We appreciate you
If we
guys.
can get him on 1 week, that will be woo. That's a power week. That's a powerful week.
Power week. I like that power week.
Power week.
So I actually have a surprise question for you guys, and I'm actually quite excited to hear the answers this week. We're gonna start with Troy, and if you were a WWE creative member and you were in charge of the Judgment Day, and you were told by head executives or who's ever the head boss in that time tells you you got to cut one member of the Judgment Day and put them on a singles push, who you cutting and who you giving the push to?
Excuse me. I'm cutting Damian Priest and giving him the push, baby. I'm cutting Damian Priest and giving him the full fucking push. I would have this man break himself away from the Judgment Day due to an argument with Finn Balor. I would have the Judgment Day keep hold of the tag team titles. It would just switch over to JD McDonough. And I would push Damian Priest like Damian Priest should have always been pushed. Damian Priest should have been a champion a long time ago. I mean, and he has been, like United States and stuff. But I think it's time for Damian Priest to get a bigger push, his biggest, ultimate, real push. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't give it to Rhea. She's already champion. Wouldn't give it to Dom. He's already doing his own thing. Damian Priest is the only one that I would give that push to. He holds that briefcase. And JD
Just came on to
let's be real, man.
Not yet.
Just like Byron, you're gonna burn out just like Brian Kendrick. Like, there is no point in adding JD to give him a singles push because who's gonna take a championship from? Not legendary Rey Mysterio. He's not gonna take it from Gunther, and he's definitely not gonna take it from Roman Reigns. And Seth Rollins won't even like give him the time of day.
No.
So where are you gonna go? Nowhere. You're exactly where you should. Damian Priest is the only one that deserves a push.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I agree with that. Finn Balor's been given the options. Dominic Mysterio, he doesn't need to go on his own right now. JD McDonald just came onto the scene. Rhea Ripley's basically getting her own push right now. She's got the title.
What push does she need? She's already champ.
Yeah, she's the champion. She's fighting singles matches. She was over in another country, India or something like that.
She's just in India.
Yeah, wrestling a match over there. Like, she doesn't need it. So yeah, Damian Priest, like, he's carrying the Money in the Bank, Mr. Senor Money in the Bank. I really honestly thought that's where they were going with this Finn and Damian arguing. I thought there was going to be a break off.
It's not over yet.
But it's not over yet, obviously, yeah, because they got the tag belts now. But I feel like the way that they're going to end it, when it comes down to it, is Finn's going to fuck up or something, or Dominic's going to fuck up, or whatever. And it's going to piss Damian off again, and then he's going to turn it on his team, and he's going to go off on his singles push. But that's who I would give a singles push to.
So on top of that question, we're going to ask another question that involves Damian Priest. So you said that you'd have him go on his own, cash in the briefcase. Who does he cash it in on?
That's a good question.
Well, it all depends on if it comes down to whether or not WWE is ready to let go of Roman Reigns, which They're really not. Like they're still high on the ass of Roman Reigns. Like they love the bloodline. They want to keep pushing. He is building up to being the top dog, the number one holder of the title. So I mean, honestly, I think it would be probably Seth Rollins if he was going to cash in. So
Rey Mysterio. Give the man back his United States Championship. He's not ready to be none of the big championships are ready to be moved in rotation towards Damian Priest. So and I feel like, Gunther's definitely about to lose this championship at Fastlane to Chad Gable. So take it from Rey Mysterio. Because I feel like he can beat Rey Mysterio.
oh yeah,
I feel like Damian Priest can beat Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like he has the moveset, skills, and the ring awareness to actually beat Rey Mysterio.
and the hype behind him.
I think he could do it.
And plus, we all know Damian Priest ain't ready for my main man, the ring general Gunther. You know what I'm saying? He's not ready for all that smoke over there with them chops. My boys ain't ready.
He would definitely get tossed around by Gunther.
Oh yeah,
there's nothing. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good match. It would just be a bloodbath. It would just be you just get hit with a back truck. Like no.
And we go to the 10-minute buzzer, and we forgot to cover one of the things on SmackDown that kind of disappointed me on the show a little bit. It wasn't that exciting. LA Knight pins Austin Theory. The match, it was dull to me.
I mean, I was excited about it. I thought that was awesome. He finally shut Austin Theory's mouth, talking all this trash about he beat LA Knight and LA Knight was nothing. I feel like LA Knight deserved that win. So I mean, I'm all for that. What about you?
This is a I told you so moment. This is a I told you so. This is an I told you so moment. I told you. Watch what happens if they put Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory together. And guess who walked out together?
Yep.
Guess who's standing side by side? And guess who Grayson Waller has yet to ever insult? Austin Theory. I feel like this will be a diabolical tag team. I feel like since they have similar moves and they both have some sort of hype going for themselves, this is going to be a tag team that is going to be forced to be reckoned with coming very soon. Very soon.
Can't really disagree with you there, brother. So we're gonna go into a little bit. We know we kind of covered it last week or the last episode, but we're gonna cover a little bit again. CM Punk fired from AEW. Major rumors of TNA
He'll come to
Impact.
WWE.
I've seen WWE, I've seen TNA, and I've also now seen Ring of Honor.
Yep.
He can go to any of those except for WWE.
Please do not come on our television set again.
I don't think that they're gonna pay money to see CM Punk again. He's not putting butts in seats, dude. I'm not gonna go see CM Punk.
Only in Chicago. That's when he puts butts in seats.
Yeah, but that's his hometown. We got
Mustafa Ali now.
Exactly.
We don't need him. We got Mustafa
That's
Ali.
the only time that happens to a star that fucking sucks is when they're in their hometown. They get some popularity.
If you notice, when it comes to Chicago and CM Punk, they treat him like a god. Every time he walks down that ramp in Chicago, he leaves champion.
You know, with his most recent actions, I'm going to be blunt with you, Ben. I honestly don't think he probably got as much hype behind him in Chicago anymore either, with everything he's been doing.
We already got Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns puts butts in seats wherever he goes. What doesn't matter what country, doesn't matter what continent, doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Roman Reigns shows up. People are going to come. Period. And yeah, CM Punk can come in there, the crowd can go wild, but watch the same thing happen when Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes comes down that walk. The same thing will happen. And to say honestly, to be real with you, Mustafa Ali is treated like a god in Chicago. Actually, it's funny you say that because I met someone from that was at the HAW event, one of the wrestlers, and he trains in Chicago, and he trains at a gym where Mustafa Ali actually comes down occasionally and trains.
Oh, that's nice.
So Mustafa Ali is the guy. CM Punk, he's the history. You read about him in books. You ain't gonna see him live.
So, Billy, would you mind showing off our merch that you just created?
Yeah, so I got a shirt made, and I'm actually going to be getting some more. We're possibly potentially doing a giveaway here soon. We'll get more information out to the fans. You know, Wrestling Bros on the front. On the back side, we got a picture of the original two guys and WWE for Wrestling with Bros. So yeah, we're looking forward to being able to get this merch set up and potentially be doing a small giveaway soon of one of our shirts.
Now, we are going to be adding that third eye. This was just a shirt that we already had a design for. We have yet to create the new design with
Yep.
our new analyst, the champ, Troy Black, an independent wrestler that has done it. He is available for phone calls, emails, and all messages through any of our platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We got Billy the Kid over here. He is also available, also training to become a wrestler with this man. You can also hit up Billy, and you can hit him up through any of our social media platforms. And if you want to talk about us being a guest on the podcast, or if you want to talk to us in general, you can message us on any of our platforms. We will respond. We love our fans on any
Absolutely.
platform, on any platform at all. So I kind of want to cover one more thing, and that's the incredible run. I don't know if you guys watch AEW, but the incredible run that Sting has had since he went to AEW with
Oh man.
Darby Allin.
Oh man. Sting has been doing his thing. As old as he is, that man, yeah, I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know what cylinder he's running on, but I hope like hell my career could be just like his, if not, at least similar. That man he's on a roll, he's been on a roll, and he's never stopped. I don't know what the hell that man is made out of. He must have been eating his Wheaties and eating his spinach because that man is something else.
Heck,
So we can all agree that Sting will be named the Wrestling with Bros Icon of the Week.
I believe so.
facts.
I believe so.
That's a new thing that we're going to be doing every week at the end of the show. We're going to be announcing our Icon of the Week. And we also have another show coming for you guys called Name That Icon. And what that is going to be is I'm going to name an icon, and you gentlemen are going to give a rating and why you gave that rating. And then you're going to name an icon, and then me and Billy will go against each other, and vice versa. And it'll go around in a triangle.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to announce that. To you guys freshly on the show instead of through our messages, because I figured you guys would be very excited for that.
I am. I am.
Yeah, that's awesome.
New segment.
So, honorable mentions, who do you guys got this week and why?
Honorable mentions this week. I mean, obvious. It goes out to HAW, the owner, Danny, the ring announcer, and especially Madman Fulton. We look forward to having you guys on the podcast. It's going to be an exciting time and a good time, a chance for us to kind of get an idea of what wrestling is all about and what you guys are all about out there in the wrestling world. So shout out to HAW just as a whole.
I think I would do a shout out to HAW as well, and as well as all the wrestlers. Great show, great performance, great environment, great everything. Like even down to even just the crew, they were all great. But make no mistake, this 4PW champion. If I get in that ring, coming for you, baby.
Yeah.
You heard that from Troy Black himself. Highly recommended, very talented, very athletic, can get the job done, can cut a promo. He's the champ for a reason. So my honorable mention also goes to the HAW owner for, granting us with his time and, coming on the show and talking about what it takes to be an HAW, what it takes being an owner of a wrestling company, and what it takes of designing over these titles for these divisions, and how complex the situation can really get.
I agree. I agree. I can't wait. I cannot wait till like this interview. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
And we also want to give a shout out to Bray Wyatt's family once again this week. That's from all of us, I'm sure. May he rest in peace, and may the slow healing process for all these wrestlers and his family, let it slowly begin. It's a major loss in our world.
Yep.
That's a fact, brother. Rest
And
in
we move
peace.
into that time where it's time to head out. I'm Big Baby Ben.
It's your co-host, Bill the Kid Rogers.
BW champion, Troy Black, baby.
And this has been another amazing episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Thank you.